Check. Boom. Check. What's up, podcast? Yeah. What's happening? Happy Wednesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday. Wednesday. What's happening, everyone? Well, let's do a little bit of live reads before we get right into the podcast. Sounds fair, right? Absolutely. But this episode of the Behind the Barricade Podcast is brought to you by Silence and Solitude. Based out of southern New Jersey, Silence and Solitude is a metalcore quintet that consists of Shane Roxas, Colby Hempel, Cody Mitchell, Alexander Coates, and Justin Pomper. The band formed in early 2015 and made their debut in September of the following year, 2016, having spent the previous year writing and recording. So what did that lead to? Well, their debut album, Resurgence. It came out in December of last year, 2016, and it debuted at number 20 on the iTunes metal charts. They've released music videos for their singles Suffering, Deceiver, and for the cover of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. I know it was lackluster. It's one of those days, people. Sorry. But if you don't want to take my word for how awesome this album is, and if you don't want to take the band's word, what about New Transcendence? They say that Resurgence is a must-listen for 2016, without a doubt, especially for fans of metal and its subgenres. If you're looking for something that is emotionally powerful, but not too whiny, aggressive, but not hate-filled, and will stand the test of time, this is the album you've been searching for. For more information, hit up www.silenceinsolitude.com. This episode is also brought to you by our boys in 627. So imagine the Foo Fighters and Muse stuffed in an underground studio during the nuclear holocaust, with nothing but Weezer and Radiohead albums to session. Well, you don't have to imagine. All you have to do is listen to 627. Duh. Delivering the attitude of an underdog and the punch of a champion, 627's chunky guitar riffs, charismatic vocals, and emotional solos are the most beautiful ass-whooping your ears will have ever taken. For more information, hit up dub7records.com and like them on Facebook. That's 627 spelled out, and then the numbers 627. This episode is also brought to you by the Golden Hearts Festival, taking place in New York City, showcasing the best New York and New Jersey local bands. Day one, you have a bunch of great bands. You have In Loving Memory, you have Monument of a Memory, you have our boys in Approaching Troy, you have Varsity. Day two, you have more great bands. You have Jinx, you have The Harkening, you have Ender, you have so much more. Tickets are $16 each day, and more information can be found below in that little description area. So just click on the Golden Hearts Fest link. It'll bring you right to it. This episode is also brought to you by Nowhere Fest. Oh boy, it is nowhere. Dumb joke. I don't know what I was thinking there. But anyways, brought to you by Nowhere Fest. So it takes place October 20th until the 22nd. So it's a Friday through Sunday, up at the Chance Theater in Poughkeepsie, New York. And it's the best of hardcore. It's the best of, there's some punk rock in there. It's a great time. So October 20th, you have a ton of awesome bands. You have Body Snatcher, Cock Punch, Backswing, Sharptooth, whole lot more. October 21st, you have the new additions of Comeback Kid, Burn, Jesus Piece, along with Cold as Life, Full Blown Chaos, Limits, Smash Your Enemies, bunch of others. And then concluding on Sunday, October 22nd, you have Unbroken Wings, you have Slapshot, Recon, Hangman, Downswing, bunch of other great bands. So tickets are $25 in advance, $30 day of show, a 3-day pass, $60. So essentially you're paying for Saturday and Sunday, you're getting Friday for free. Tell me that ain't fucking awesome. Well, it is awesome because it's Nowhere Fest. Hit it up. We're sponsoring it. It's sponsored by us. So right on the backdrop of all the bands playing, there's going to be a Nowhere Fest banner. And it's going to have Behind the Barricade right smack there. That's pretty cool. You know, that's not pretty cool. That's very cool. Yes. So we'll see you up there for Nowhere Fest. And that's it for the advertisements. Sorry if I bored you, but these people pay me. What else are you going to do, huh? So, episode 130, it features Zac of American Authors. He is the lead singer and guitarist. Really good dude. And we also talked with Elizabeth, who was the, I guess she was the contact person, and she also ran the booth of To Write Love on Her Arms, and we caught up with her at Warped Tour. So, two great interviews that share a more positive message. And yeah, it starts right now. Let's do this. From out of the wasteland of generic podcasts and radio shows, one has emerged. It prides itself on having conversations with the most talented musicians from all over the world. If you like a boring question and answer interview, this isn't for you. If you want deep conversations about anything and everything, you've come to the right place. Your new favorite show starts now, and its name is Behind the Barricade. Zach,
what's up, dude?
What's happening?
You know, sweating.
I can see
sweating,
that. Yeah.
man. Is it hot or is it just me?
No, it's both.
All
well,
right.
then again, you walked in the room, so it did become like 10 degrees hotter.
Ooh, sexy.
Just saying.
Sexy.
Hell yeah, man. So, New Jersey date of Warped Tour.
Yes.
About halfway done with the tour so far.
Oh, man, it's crazy. Time's flying by.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How's it so far?
Really great, actually. It's been a lot of fun, man. Meeting a lot of cool bands and meeting a lot of cool fans and playing some great shows. And all in all, it's been super positive.
Nice. And this is your, I guess, 1.5 times? Like you played half the tour last year,
No,
it?
we didn't play half. We just played a couple days on it
just a
last
couple
year.
days.
Yeah, so this is our first full Warped. It's been sick, man.
Yeah. So was it wake up 6 in the morning?
No, I don't wake up till like noon, earliest.
No, wow.
Earliest. We played first yesterday, which was at like 1:30 or whatever, and I still didn't wake up till like 11:45. So that was an early day. This is a nice tour because everything's just on the premises, so it's like you can do all your press here, all your promo, all your meet and greets and signings, and everything you need to do is just right here.
Exactly.
So.
We come to you.
Yeah, it's great, man. So we don't have to like get up early and drive anywhere. It's
Yeah.
cool.
You know, you don't have to go to PLJ or Z100 or...
You know, right now we just chill on the site.
You can't get much better than that, man.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. So, band was originated in New York
Yeah.
City.
Yeah, for the most part. We met each other in Boston at Berklee College of Music, but you know,
Oh, okay.
we really formed American Authors in New York City.
Now, did you graduate Berkeley?
No, I didn't.
All right.
I've done about 2 years. Yeah, I've done like 2 years there, man.
Yeah.
And it was a cool spot. I just knew what I wanted to do and pieced on out when I had it kind of going on.
And you did it.
And I did it.
And
I took
are
that
doing
shot,
it.
man. I took that chance.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
But then again, you know, if you graduate from Berkeley, you did something wrong. That's basically
I
the
guess
mindset
so.
of things. Yeah.
That's the mindset, right? You want to get on out of there.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So, anyways, Berkeley's up in the Boston area.
Yeah.
How different is that from like a New York experience?
So the thing about Boston is it's beautiful and there's a lot of history, but from what I found is it's very, I mean, obviously this is a no-brainer, but it's very college student heavy. So I always found it hard finding like a real scene to identify with in Boston.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, like Allston was okay, but it still just didn't have kind of the dedicated community that I find that other major cities have, especially New York City and
Oh,
like
absolutely.
and Brooklyn, to be specific. It's just so cool, you know. It's like you just have all different kinds of artists just doing their thing, and that energy just really just fuels the city.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's pretty incredible.
Not to mention a shit ton of venues. So you could be just starting off, or you could be the biggest band on earth, and you could play New York anywhere.
Yeah, you really can.
Yeah.
And that was the cool thing with us when we first moved there. You know, we were doing a lot of shows. We were going out to events, like within the industry. We were writing with different people at the time, and it was just kind of like, for the time when we first moved there, it really had it all, and it was really perfect for us to write and perform and network as well, which was pretty impactful in our career.
Yeah, especially when you have such festivals like CMJ, where you know it's nonstop for like what 9 days is it? It's like 9-10 days. Yeah,
totally, man. It's New York had a lot of really great stuff as far as the music scene was concerned. Definitely,
yeah.
they still do. It's still a cool place.
Yeah.
It's shifted a little bit, but still a wonderful place. Best city in the world, in my opinion.
Absolutely. You know, I grew up maybe, I don't know, about 15 minutes from New York.
Cool.
So I'd always see like the skyline and stuff like that.
Oh, awesome, man.
You know,
That's pretty
and then,
amazing.
Like when I got older, got into the music scene, actually worked at Irving and Gramercy for quite a while.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So just got
Great
my
places.
start doing that.
Awesome.
And I created my own company, and here I am now.
Incredible, dude.
Ain't that some
Congratulations.
shit?
That's sweet.
Thank you. So how long has American Authors been a band for?
Man, probably like 10 years now, which is
Jeez.
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. We've been like, I mean, you know, from the time when we met in college, it's been like 10 years, but then like just touring and like I guess successful wise, like 4 or 5 years now.
Nice.
So yeah,
So-
kind of spent like the first 5 years grinding, doing everything ourselves, and then 5 years just building up what we have today.
That's respectable. I think
Yeah.
there's like a 7-year band life. Like if you can't get anywhere in 7 years, I think that's the number.
I don't know, man. It's a hard balance. It's a tricky thing because I would never tell anyone to give up. It's like,
No, not
if you love your band, it's like if that's what you love to do, keep it rocking, man. Just keep doing your thing, and if you're happy and you're passionate, I think
Yeah.
that's all that matters. But yeah,
Like a
okay,
window
I
of
guess there's
opportunity
a
type of deal,
time.
yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's a window of opportunity. I think maybe if I don't know, maybe there's got to be a certain time stamp where you have to look at it and go, okay, what should I be doing differently?
Yeah.
Not necessarily, okay, give it up. This time has gone by. I would never give like a window. I think that's the great thing. Like for me and for my band, it's like we never had a backup.
Yeah.
We had no backup plans. It wasn't cool. We'll do this for X amount of time. If it doesn't work, then we're done. It's just like, well, there's nothing else to do. So
Yeah.
it's like,
What are you gonna do? Work at a fucking 9-to-5 job?
yeah, no, I'm not planning on it anytime soon. But I think it's always important. I think even for, you know, popular bands and bands that are successful, you need to look at what you're doing and be like, okay, maybe I could be doing something a little differently
Yeah.
to expand my audience and expand my horizons as an artist and reach a bigger and more diverse group of people. So I think there always should be, for anyone who has their own business or whatever, their own art, there should be a time where people take a step back and go, okay, hold on. What's going on around me? What am I doing? How is it going? And is there anything I could be doing maybe a little bit different?
Yeah. And it seemed to be working out.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a constant battle for us, especially in a world where it's like, I mean, there aren't a lot of bands really crushing it anymore.
No.
I mean, it's like Warped Tour is awesome because you have like this underground rock scene, but it's like, you know, it's so rare. It's like like what on the radio right now? You have Imagine Dragons,
Yeah.
barely. Like I know they crush alternative, but it's like
Uh-huh.
alternative is not a booming market.
No.
It's like.
And then you have
know,
like the
when it comes to
1975
yeah,
that's almost
1975 did great, and there's 21 Pilots. There's going to be a few, but there's just a few
there. Yeah. That's the
compared to like whatever else. I'm not saying don't do that, but it's like, okay, look at what you're doing, and where do you fit into it all, and what can you do to set yourself up for success?
problem. Yeah.
You know, I think Imagine Dragons do an amazing job of doing that. If you listen to their new album, it's like they're constantly evolving. You know, melodically, they're doing such modern stuff.
Yeah.
You know, being influenced by like urban and hip hop and whatnot. And same thing with 21 Pilots. You know, they did such a great job on this new album, taking what they've always done, which is very like hip hop influenced, but man, they wrote some amazing songs this time around.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was on purpose or just a happy accident for them, but I think it was on purpose because they were working with like Ricky Reed and they worked with like big time producers on this new album. So it's like, it's very obvious that it was not an accident where 21 Pilots, they set themselves up for success.
Yeah.
They took a step back, I would think, and they went, okay, what do we need to do for this next album to make ourselves the best we can be?
Yeah. And another band just like that was Fun. Like
Fun did a
Fun's
great
old
job.
stuff was good, but never
I
pushed that point.
completely agree. And then you listen to the most recent album they did, and it was so current.
Yeah.
And for us as a band, we always try to do that stuff too. And we're always trying to look at, okay, what do people love about American Authors, and what can we do to grow as an artist and stay current?
Nice. So one way you're staying current is you're playing, radio festivals, like
Yeah, we do all
stuff
that
like
stuff.
And
Yeah.
you're also here.
We're on Warped Tour. Yeah, it's been cool, man. It's such a different vibe for us, but it's been great to kind of like reach out to this fan base and, kind of put a face to the band and to the music, and it's been super positive. And I think the biggest change with what we're doing right now, just with what we're talking about, is we're just, like right now, we're just releasing singles. Everyone's asking, all right, cool, well, you got a couple albums out now. What's up with the next album? It's like, well, I think right now we're just focusing on singles.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we got a couple new singles coming out in the next month or so, and just going single until it makes sense to put out an album.
Nice. Now, are you still going down that album road, or would you maybe consider putting out a single once every, 3 to 6 months?
I would rather just release a single a month.
Yeah.
One single every month.
You can do that.
That's what I would like.
And then release it as an album.
Yeah, maybe just see how it goes after you get like 5 of those out, and then kind of cross that bridge when you get to it.
Nice.
That's what I like. I keep telling people, I'm like, dude, I download these new albums that come out and I never get to them because there's so many new singles.
Yeah.
And my ADD is just, it's so bad that it's like, I just get these singles, put them in my playlist, and then I just listen to my playlists.
Yeah.
So I never even get to the full albums. And these albums by artists that I love just like waste away in my digital library. Like,
Collecting digital dust.
yeah, it's like, there's a few that I listen to, but it's like, God, I was so excited for the Haim album, and I haven't even touched it yet.
Yeah.
But when they were releasing singles before the album even came out, I listened to all of them multiple times, like over and over.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
There might be something to it.
I completely think there's definitely something to it, but
Hell yeah. Yeah. So, I think this is a good time to wrap things up.
Yeah,
All right.
man.
Would you like to plug away?
American Authors coming to a city near you very, very soon. Hit us up online. You can just Google American Authors and we will show up. And check our music out if you would be happy to do so.
Exactly. They're not a band like Microwave where there's 1,000 other search results coming up.
If you just type, I think if you type in Amera on Spotify, it will pop up.
That's
I
good
like to
enough.
think.
There we
What's
go.
up? Number 1, baby.
You beat out America.
Yeah, I think so, actually. Sorry.
You're more popular than
Sorry,
America.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Matt.
All right,
Cool,
so
man.
Thank you so much, dude. Cool. Just get into it. Elizabeth, what's happening?
Not much. What about you?
Nothing. Warped Tour.
Yes, love it.
A hot day.
Yes.
You just told me it was raining a lot before.
Yeah, so I'm okay with the heat. This is okay.
So this is what, the half point of the tour?
Yeah, Sunday. Wait, what day is it? I don't even know.
Saturday, yeah.
Like Thursday was our halfway point. So yeah, for sure.
Wow.
I know.
All right, so we're here at the To Write Love on Our Arms tent.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you know anything about music, you know about this tent.
That's
You know
awesome.
about their mission, stuff like that. And I'm looking over here right now. We have a lot of people writing down cards of hope,
Yeah.
or like pieces of paper of hope. But
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah. For sure.
So let's see. You have gotten through all of your worst days.
Yeah.
You
So-
are valid.
Yeah.
Love yourself.
Uh-huh.
Nice. And is that from Lin-Manuel Miranda?
It is. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, not the actual card, but the quote is yeah.
Oh, okay. And his quote is, "You are perfectly cast in your life. I can't imagine anyone else in the role."
Yeah.
God damn.
Just a little bit of encouragement at Warped Tour today.
Yeah. It seems like this year more than other years, it's more about encouraging.
Yeah.
You know, like other years, you'd have bands on stage, "I'm gonna rip your fucking head off."
Exactly.
And this one's more like, all right, we're more
We're
of a
all in
community
this
here.
together. Yeah, exactly. Which I love. Like seeing so many bands talk about, mental health from the stage is incredible. So it's been a cool year experiencing that kind of presence on stage.
Nice. And coming into this, you saw the lineup. Which bands were you really excited to
Being
work
as an
with?
Ocean, Beartooth, Silent Planet, all those guys just speak such a good, wholesome message on stage. And so it's been great to see them here every day.
Yeah. And then you have bands like Attila.
And then you have bands like Attila. We still love them. They're still part of the scene, but
Yeah, their message might not be as positive.
yeah, exactly. It's a little different, but the kids connect with it in some way. So more power to them.
Exactly. I mean, look, you have to have the craziness along with the positive.
Exactly. Yeah, you gotta have a little bit of both, or
A
else
little
it
bit
wouldn't
of
be
yin
Warped
and the
Tour.
yang.
Yeah.
Exactly. So is it your actual first Warped Tour doing this or no?
I did half of last year, so this is kind of like my first full year on tour, yeah.
Nice. So what's the big difference between last year and this year besides like bands?
Weather.
Weather.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year for weather. I think the days seem longer somehow, but it's been a really great experience. I'm kind of heading the Detroit Love Tent this year.
Nice. And you were saying that going back to the weather, you said you lost 3 tents, was it?
Yeah, we've lost 3 so far, so we'll see how many more we can lose in the next like 30 days.
So are you in like the top like standings of companies that have lost their tents?
Oh, for sure. We are number 1 right now. People just keep apologizing. They come like, "Oh, we're so sorry for your loss." I'm like, another one down. It's fine.
Oh my
We just
God.
make the best of it.
Absolutely. So tell us a little about To Write Love on Our Arms.
Yeah, To Write Love on Our Arms is a nonprofit movement dedicated to presenting hope and finding help for people struggling with things like addiction, depression, self-injury, and suicide. It all started with our friend Renee 11 years ago. She was struggling with the things we talk about, and she was going into treatment, and she couldn't quite pay for that treatment, so we designed a t-shirt to sell to help pay for her recovery, and that kind of is where we make most of our profit out on Warped Tours, just by selling some t-shirts.
Wow. And it just grew and grew and grew.
Yeah, we could have never expected the outcome or the outpouring of support that we did get over the last 11 years, but we're so grateful and humbled by it.
Nice. And not only bands help out with this, you do have a lot of celebrities too, right?
Yeah, I mean we've had a couple of big names where sport our t-shirts, like Jessica Chastain. We had collaboration with Miley Cyrus back in the day. A little bit of everything for sure.
Wow. And like I said before, one hell of a great message. It's a lot. I actually have some people that have struggled with addiction.
Sure.
And self-harming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it really everything might seem calm on the surface, but like underneath it might be one hell of a problem.
Yeah, you never know what somebody is struggling with, and we're kind of here to say your story is important, whether you share it with us or not. We're here for you, and we want that story to continue to be written, and we want you to be here because you deserve to be here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You only have one life to live.
Exactly. So
Make the most of it. Come out to Warped Tour. Enjoy yourself.
yeah, exactly. Come hang out at our tent. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is like the perfect place to go to get away from all your problems.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's why we love being here, because the kids have so much of a connection with music, and we want to help be a bridge of even more help. Like you can come watch your favorite band, and then you can come grab some resources that you or a friend might need. So
Yeah. And like I said before, I think this here is more of like the social outreach.
Sure,
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
What are some of the other tents around here that you're like, oh my God, wow, this is awesome,
yeah.
great work?
Well, this year we have A Voice for the Innocent out. They are 2 guys who run the A Voice for the Innocent tent, and they're all about creating a support system for people who have struggled with sexual violence or sexual abuse. We have Heart Support, which is another mental health nonprofit. They're great. We have I Am Second. They do free cell phone charging, so check them out.
Come on.
I know, right? Like, what do the kids need more than free cell phone charging? But yeah, it's been such a great experience to be able to be a part of this nonprofit family out here for so long, and watching others come in and join the family is so awesome every year.
Yeah. And we are again on Warped Tour, and it did have its list of problems like in the past.
Sure.
How do you feel about like the current situation on how everything is handled? Like for example, this year we had the Dickies situation.
Right.
It was, of course, unfortunate.
Yeah, I think there's only so much you can do when it comes to opinions.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to have their opinion, and I think Kevin Lyman and Sierra Lyman, they do their best to keep everyone at bay. But obviously you're going to run into situations where people disagree, and you kind of just have to move forward in a friendly manner and just make this scene as safe as it can be.
Yeah. And I think there's something going on. I think 9:30 tonight, there's like a little discussion going on. I think I saw something in the first tent.
Maybe. I have no idea.
Yeah.
That might be.
I know it's not with
I know.
you,
I'm like, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. But I mean, like.
Safer Scenes.
Yeah, there we go.
Safer Scenes is doing. They do discussions every night at 9:30, just about how to make Warped Tour a safe place for its fans that come every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's getting to that point.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's still a lot of work to go,
Yeah.
but obviously nothing's gonna be 100%.
Sure, yeah, and I think a lot of this new young blood is coming in, and we're more of a supportive, connected group of people, and we kind of just want to create this safe haven for people instead of so much hate and anger. We just want to spread love. So I'm glad I can be a part of that.
Absolutely. Wow. So much good stuff right there. You have any questions?
So as far as like your like, do you do any research as far as like helping people with like diet and nutrition, stuff like that, or just more like getting a group of people together and helping with
what
stuff?
we say is like we're the bridge to the counseling and to the help. So that's definitely something we can be a part of. It's more of telling us your needs and us being able to connect with the people we know in the community with those topics.
Now, did you reach out or get into communication with any bands on Warped Tour? Like regarding this situation, do you like speak with any bands that are on Warped Tour about this and stuff?
We connected with the Gospel Youth. They're on the Full Sail stage this year. They're a new group, but they've been such good friends to us, wearing our t-shirts on stage, and they preach such a message of good mental health. So it's been great to connect with them this summer.
And what would you say is your, like, I don't know if you can point one out, biggest success story? Like you had someone that was like down in the dumps and then boom, you changed them.
I don't think it's. I think it's less.
It works that way,
Yeah, I think it's less.
Hey, you never know.
No, you never know. I think it's less success stories and hearing how many lives we've changed. People will come up to the tent and say, "You had a hand in saving my life," or "I'm 3 years sober because of you all." And it's kind of watching those stories unfold and seeing how much of an impact we have on these people that come up to our booth every year is so humbling to us.
I mean, I'm going to say, like, the bands that I listen to, for instance, like, they have a million likes on Facebook, like you guys do, and all they're doing is playing music and helping, like, people get through their lives.
Exactly.
So, I mean, this is something more directed as helping people save their lives.
Yeah.
So I could see that, definitely.
For sure.
But, yeah, no, it was great.
Yeah?
Absolutely. All right, I think we should wrap things up. I'm hearing the drums and all.
I know, right? They're setting up.
Other craziness.
I know.
All right, any plugs you want to give out, like the website, your Facebook?
Yeah, if you want to check out our website, it's www.TWLOHA.com. You can find ways to get involved and resources in all 50 states on that website.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.